The moment the story broke, people felt the ground shift beneath them. Two young siblings, full of life, energy, and the innocent chaos of childhood, vanished without leaving even the faintest trace. No struggle, no eyewitness, no trail to follow. Just an abrupt silence so heavy it pulled an entire community into shock and disbelief. Before anyone could process what had happened, search teams were already combing through brushland. Emergency alerts were circulating online, and neighbors were stepping out into the cold evening air with flashlights in hand. If you're following this unfolding case and want immediate updates as new developments come in, make sure you hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss a critical moment. What began as a frantic search has slowly transformed into one of the most baffling investigations the region has ever seen. Over the days that followed, information trickled out, some from official channels, others from neighbors struggling to make sense of what they observed. Yet no matter how many fragments of detail surfaced, the central question remained painfully unresolved. What happened to Jack and his little sister, Lilly? The disappearance unfolded quickly and in a manner that defied the usual patterns investigators expect. Children rarely vanish without leaving at least one clue: discarded clothing, footprints, or a witness who saw them move in a particular direction. But here, there was nothing at all. The children were last seen near their home, a place that should have provided safety and familiarity. Within minutes, that sense of calm evaporated. Authorities acted immediately, launching one of the largest early search operations the area had seen in years. Volunteers poured in from nearby towns, some traveling long distances just to help. Drone operators flew over thick forests, officers on horseback combed rugged terrain, and trained search dogs fanned out across fields, ravines, abandoned sheds, and tangled woodland paths. But every lead dissolved into uncertainty. No trail, no scent, no piece of evidence that could point investigators in a clear direction. As hours turned into days, the atmosphere shifted from frantic urgency to creeping dread. People began asking the questions no one knew how to answer. Were the children taken? Did they wander off? Did someone see something they weren't coming forward about? With no clues to guide anyone, hope and fear became intertwined in a way that left community emotionally exhausted. Amid this growing uncertainty, the children's stepfather found himself under intense scrutiny. Early on, he offered a detailed timeline of events, but as days passed, the details began to shift. Times changed. Descriptions changed. Even his explanation of what he was doing when the children disappeared seemed to adjust depending on the interviewer. Body language experts who reviewed his public statements noted tension, hesitation, and evasive physical cues, none of which proved guilt but all of which heightened suspicion. Neighbors added their own observations. Some claimed he appeared unusually anxious before officers arrived. Others mentioned hearing Ray's voices earlier that morning, though no one could confirm the source. His inconsistencies, even if unintentional, injected a layer of confusion that made the investigation feel even more unstable. Investigators questioned him several times, comparing each version of his story to collected evidence, but released no definitive conclusions. Then came another unsettling development. The children's mother abruptly withdrew from public view on the same day the search began. She did not appear alongside police, did not join volunteer groups, and made no public appeals for her children. For many, this silence was more shocking than the stepfather's shifting explanations. Parents in missing child cases are typically visible, emotional, and desperate to be heard. Her disappearance from public view felt unnatural, confusing, and deeply suspicious. Family members insisted she was devastated, overwhelmed, possibly even hospitalized for stress, though authorities did not confirm this. Still, her absence created a vacuum that allowed rumors to grow unchecked. The community began asking why her mother would retreat when her children needed her most. Investigators maintained access to her, but her silence cast a long, uncomfortable shadow over the case. Meanwhile, massive search efforts continued. Forests, rivers, ponds, fields, and steep ravines were surveyed repeatedly. Helicopters flew nighttime thermal sweeps. Divers searched cold, dark waters. But nothing emerged, not a single clue to suggest where the children had gone or what might have happened to them. Experienced search teams admitted they had never encountered a disappearance so devoid of physical evidence. Even as the official search scaled back, the community refused to abandon hope. Members organized renewed efforts targeting difficult waterways, areas original crews couldn't thoroughly access due to strong currents, poor visibility, and dangerous conditions. Some locals supported the misadventure theory, suggesting the children may have wandered toward the sound of running water. Others believed the waterways might hide evidence in a darker scenario. Kayakers, divers, and drone operators volunteered their time and risked the unforgiving terrain to examine these overlooked pockets of land and water. Throughout all of this, the children's paternal grandmother became one of the loudest voices demanding answers. She spoke openly about what she described as unsafe living conditions in the home, claiming she had previously reported concerns to authorities. Whether her warnings foreshadowed deeper problems or was simply part of a complicated family dynamic remains unknown, but her persistence galvanized community support. She attended every gathering, spoke at vigils, and insisted the investigation had critical gaps that needed addressing. One of the most heartbreaking moments came when Jack's 5th birthday passed. Instead of balloons, cake, and celebration, the community held a solemn vigil. Candles flickered in the cold wind as residents stood together, mourning not only the absence of answers but the absence of the children themselves. Jack's birthday became a symbol of everything lost: innocence, joy, and the milestones he may never reach. His parents' continued absence from all public gatherings only deepened the emotional divide between the family and the community. Criticism of authorities also intensified. Residents questioned why an Amber Alert wasn't issued immediately, why specialized teams didn't arrive sooner, and why early search coordination felt slow and disorganized. Officials defended their actions, citing procedural guidelines, but public confidence weakened as time passed with no progress. As frustration grew, winter crept closer. Falling temperatures signaled a race against time. Snow would soon cover fields, conceal footprints, and freeze waterways, making searches nearly impossible. Volunteers pushed harder, knowing a single storm could bury crucial evidence until spring, or forever. Winter didn't just threaten search operations, it intensified the emotional burden, reminding everyone how vulnerable the children would be if still out there. Through every twist, setback, and unanswered question, one truth remains clear. This community is bound together by its determination to uncover what happened to Jack and Lilly.